Hey, what's up everyone? Hope you're doing alright. A regular OG Kicksin is back. Because they kicked out Mosaic. Ha 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 ha. Idea. Check out this godly old school Kicksin build. I will do a Uber run with a very infamous budget weapon called Black. Requires Tool, EO and Rune. And yeah, the stats on there are pretty much crap. Only the 40% chance of crushing blow is insane. It's one of the highest weapons. If you want more CB than this, it will get significantly more expensive. Like Flash Ripper with a Bear Rune. Or a Heaven Slide with 2 Bear Runes. Or a Last Wish. But this is the giga budget weapon for Ubers. Oh, this is without the attack rating buff and in budget gear. So when I pull him, I go to this corner of this little house here. And then he will move over. But if you are engaged his house too closely on this side of the wall, he will most likely move into the house. And then it's an absolute shit show. No, don't want that to happen. So like a little bit like here. I know I'm very specific with this, but I did like about close to 2k runs on this assassin build. So I'm very particular with this here. So you actually should pull him right here. There you go. And then he's not in the house also. Thank you. Thank you, Mephisto. And then he melts. Goes all this crushing blow. It's also a single target attack, unlike like Fury from the Druid. It would hit all the little skeletons around him, not with the assassin. I think 3 rejuves I should be fine here. Rebuff maybe. Can separate those two. But it's not necessary, I guess. I also like to use this Dragonflight kick as an escape now. Yeah, 3 rejuves were not enough. Alright. But yeah, this Dragonflight kick is just insane, man. Really cool. Just to zoom around with this. Like I have Enigma and everything, right? Like I have all those items. But even when I'm playing with Enigma, I still have the Dragonflight as a keybind because it's so nice. Also, yeah, it's an attack. It's a movement skill and attack, so if I have on-hit effects, it will immediately proc most likely. Whereas... Oh, hello, Bale. Hello, Bale. No, we need to kill Diablo. He's like 1 HP though. He's still just chilling there 1 HP. And... Yep, there he is. Later. Those specters are very annoying because of the mana burn. Wow, that's a lot of... Oh man, I want to single him out just to showcase it better in the video, you know what I mean? I guess that was... Yeah, I guess that was the clone. Yeah, enough. Well, like, that's a lot of damage for my budget build, but either way, it's a lot of DPS. Either way, look at this, how he melts. I don't even have a lot of open wounds in the build, that's insane. I remember when you could power level on this in this corner here. Been a while. It's been a while to power level like this. But I never did that, I only know about it. That was like ad spawns of hell. That was like players 8 Uber ad spawns. Of course for the video, GG. So let's get rid of my torch. Let's not drip in these billion ads. Can't believe I did this 5 times in a row on hardcore. How did this character survive, bro? How? But it was a barbarian. That's why. It was a barbarian, not assassin. And we have a warlock torch would be also nice. Amazon torch, 1420. It's not bad either. That's not bad. It's not a paladin torch. That's not a Zork torch. But 1420 armor, that's like a... Oh, difficult to say. Difficulty on non-ladder. Well, usually like a low. Those Amazon torches are usually sold for a low rune. This has a 20 roll. That's more than the low, of course. Maybe this is, I don't know, a bear. I don't even know, but GG roll. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So, the infamous budget setup, which I've been using to farm countless torches, is the following. Usually I would replace this with a Flash Ripper or with a Stormlash. If you don't know, those are the following 2 items. It's this one, it's this dagger. Insane stats for bossing. And this one is like the best in... This is like the very best in slot. For farming the keys and doing the overs. That's a really nice weapon. Damage of the Dragon Talon feels really smooth with the Stormlash. But yeah, the infamous budget setup. Black for pretty much 40 Crushing Blow, that's it. So my offensive stats here maybe. I have a 58 open wounds, that's why Bale died so easily. 115 chance to Crushing Blow. I would aim for between 50 and 100. Yeah, with a Flash Ripper in the setup, it's exactly 100. So I have black D-Face Helm with a 15 IAS Jewel. And yeah, I think that's the best melee helm in the game. Like, what the fuck? Who made this? Who made this item, right? Who designed this? So OP, and I like the looks of it. Also wearing this on the Barbarian all the time and so on. Duress, really, really nice and underrated armor, and especially here for the Kicksin, because of all this added cold damage and open wounds. Really, really good armor. I have another one for style points. Yeah, here. In a Kraken shell. But it's about the movement speed. So they have like penalty, that's like a mid armor. Then you have very high, then you have like a heavy armor, like a little hidden tech. But yeah, worth it. Insane. That's why people use Arcane Blade or Mage Blade. There's like no, mostly there's like no penalty. What else? Storm Shield makes me almost invincible. That's how I get this insane physical DR. Plus this, plus Fate from the Assassin Skilltree, brings me to a total of 63. That's insane. So even with amp damage in Matreon Sten and like Lilith just headbutting me, nothing. Like, you almost cannot die. It's absolutely insane. Also, yeah, how you can't rep is this live tap on striking, and I haven't mentioned it before. It's the fastest attack in D2. Attack speed on the gear and so on. But yeah, this is essentially like this is the fastest hitting ability in the entire game. This procs all the time, right? You would just do teleport kick and like this magnet. You just connect and you have the life leech immediately, and it's just really, really fun to use. They are probably the most expensive in the entire build. So when I told you before the entire setup cost like an ist rune, those gloves early cost like a mal rune already. So half the entire setup's price. But absolutely worth it in my humble opinion. Yeah, sure, you can vendor shop. You can vendor shop a wand with charges and blah blah blah. But come on. I want somewhat conveniently farm my torches, right? I'm not trying to break any records here, like what's the budget, because I will never upload videos like this. Because it's way too annoying, right? Like I could do UBERS on a naked character, blindfolded, and people would still say me, so there's no point in doing that. My remaining gear is a Ravenfrost. It's just for the cannot be frozen in the build. Of course attack rating helps against those UBERS. It's just for the cannot be frozen, so I would trade for the worst possible roll. T-Gods, somewhat important for the lightning absorb. There should be one source of lightning absorb somewhere. Either T-Gods and or Wisp. T-Gods and or like Wisp Projector. This has lightning absorb. It's also why Stormlash is so nice. This has also lightning absorb. But the cheapest one is the belts. My remaining jewelry is an angelic combo for massive attack rating. It's so busted. It's for level 12. Boost to life is also nice. Dexterity. Goblin toe boots. Upgraded twice. That's very important. So it says mirrored boots. They have a ton of kick damage. So yeah, since it's a Kicksin, right? That's not the weapon. That's just a stat stick. This is the weapon. Always found that kind of funny. And that's pretty much the gear. The inventory, very cheap, just attack rating stuff. Nothing that would be worth anything when trading. And they drop pretty frequently, so we've just stacked those. It's just to get the hit chance against UBERS. Especially on... I'm usually, when it was a ladder reset, I did this around level 80, 83, 85. And then I started farming my torches like crazy, but before it's a little bit iffy. Like on, say, oh, I'm level 70, and I don't have inventory at all. Phew. I'm not going to tell you can't do it, but it will probably rip doing so. You will have a torch at the end maybe, but yeah. I think this is the bare minimum that I can say. It's fun, it is playable. Like, it's viable, it works, right? If I equip this blue items from Chassis, hey, maybe it will work, but it will be a headache, right? So this is the very best setup. And yeah, I figured this also out. You trial and error, approximately 2,000 runs. And that's the best budget setup you can play, guys. No joke. I have a call to arms. A random call to arms would do. A want to battle order would do. But it's very, very tough doing this on a reset without battle order at all. Because in terms of stat points, it requires some dexterity to reach the block. It's absolutely needed. Like, if I go full vitality only, this assassin will get folded in UBERS. So absolutely need the block. And I very much feel the difference. As I said, that's not 75. It absolutely should be 75. So it felt squishy a little bit already. Not really squishy though. But you feel the difference if you have max block on now. Strength is a nice stat to have on the Kicksin. Improves the damage greatly, but most damage comes from stats like a crushing blow anyways. But I'm just mentioning this because usually I walk around with Enigma. Right, I have all the items. I have all the items that you can have in this game. And the clue is people want to cheese the stats all the time. And a strength bug basically, but on this build not so much. Like I very much prefer the insane added strength because it adds a ton of damage as well for farming. Quick mention here. Yeah, dexterity for the max block and remaining points into vitality. They're very straightforward. So it's a dragon Talon Kicksin, and that's pretty much it. The thing with this is, it says 5 kicks right now. You need to figure it out for yourself if you ever want to play a Kicksin, and for UBERS and so on. For UBERS specifically, it doesn't really matter, and more kicks would be probably even better. But it's a 2-in-1. It's very good for farming the keys as well. And for regular PVM, or for everything not UBERS, basically, it's better to have less kicks. Because you are locked in this animation. Right? While kicking, I can't move. And when this is like 7 kicks, makes the build very clunky and unfun. That's what I figured out. So therefore, you also won't find much plus skills on my gear. None at all, basically. Because fewer kicks make this way, way, way better. You can always just do another combo of kicks, right? That's better than having 7 in a row, I would say. I at one point into Dragonflight, one of the most fun abilities in the entire game. As I mentioned, even with Enigma, I'm using this still. It's just GG. Makes it very fast and just zoomy, jumping from pack to pack with this Dragonflight. Max Dragon Talon, and I have 1 point in the flight. Then, also very important, Shadow Disciplines tree. So I have a maxed out Fate for UBERS, in a massive DR bonus and all-res, so that the ability alone gives me 67% all-res with a click of a button. That's insane. Maxed out Venom is it helps preventing them from regenerating life, but extra open wounds is nice. Those two, I'm not sure about it. It's a high level character. On like a new real chart, I don't bother with those. And the only useful ability or those psychic abilities here is the Cloak of Shadows. That's really, really nice for engaging packs. Cloak. They just look at you. They can't do much. Especially true for archers, souls, things like this. Then dump the trap. Then jump in with teleport kick. And that's pretty much the rotation. Really chill. But speaking of the traps here, I have a few more points into Fire Blast. I think exactly... Yeah, I have like 5 additional points in Fire Blast because it's a synergy to Death Sentry. And it says every 3 level I get 1 more shot. This can pop 1 more corpse. I think that's important in Matreon's Den. I have this maxed out for the range. A few more points in Fire Blast for the attack. And I have 1 point in the Blade Sheet for style points. Sadly, this cannot proc on hit effects. This cannot proc like life tap on striking. Fun fact, it even takes away durability from the weapon and I have to repair this more often. So it's just a gimmick for looks. In this build at least.